Assalamu alaikum, let's explore this Islamic topic together. Hey, so, you know how we were talking about amazing historical moments the other day? Well, I was reading about this incredible place, the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, and it completely blew my mind. It's seriously one of the most significant things to happen in Islamic history. And I just had to tell you about it. See, imagine a time, around the 8th and 9th centuries, when Baghdad was the place to be. The Abbasid Caliphate was flourishing. Think of it like a massive, incredibly powerful empire, spanning across vast swathes of the Middle East, North Africa, and even parts of Europe. It was a golden age, a period of unprecedented growth and cultural exchange. And right in the heart of all this was the House of Wisdom. It wasn't just a library, though it was that too, and an unbelievably impressive one at that. Think overflowing shelves packed with scrolls from all over the known world, Greek philosophy, Persian poetry, Indian mathematics, even ancient Egyptian. They were translating everything. It was a massive, collaborative effort to preserve and understand all this knowledge. A true global hub of intellectual curiosity. But it was more than just a repository. The House of Wisdom was a vibrant center of learning. A think tank, a university, a research institute, all rolled into one. Scholars from all walks of life, from different religions and backgrounds, came together to study, debate, and collaborate. Imagine the buzz. People discussing everything from astronomy and medicine to mathematics and philosophy, all under one roof. Now, this wasn't just some random gathering. The Abbasid caliphs, the rulers of the empire, were incredibly supportive of this intellectual pursuit. They understood the power of knowledge and its role in strengthening their empire. They saw the value in bringing together the best minds from all over their vast territories and beyond, fostering this environment of learning and innovation. They generously funded the House of Wisdom, ensuring it had access to the best res and the brightest scholars. And the impact? Oh my goodness, the impact was enormous. The scholars at the House of Wisdom made incredible breakthroughs. They translated Greek classics like the works of Aristotle and Ptolemy, making them accessible to the Arabic-speaking world. This wasn't a passive either. They critically engaged with these, adding their own insights and interpretations. They didn't just translate, they analyzed and built upon the knowledge. Think about the significance of that. These foundational works of Western civilization were potentially lost to history if not for the efforts of these scholars in Baghdad. The House of Wisdom acted as a bridge, connecting ancient Greek knowledge with the burgeoning Islamic intellectual tradition. This exchange sparked incredible innovations. In mathematics, for example, Arabic numerals, which we use today, algebra, and advancements in geom all flourished because of this cross-cultural interaction. And it wasn't just math. Advancements in medicine, astronomy, and philosophy were equally impressive. They developed new medical treatments, created incredibly detailed astronomical charts, and engaged in profound philosophical discussions that shaped Islamic theology and thought for centuries to come. The religious core is important here too. Islam, from its very inception, emphasized the importance of knowledge and learning. The Quran itself encourages the pursuit of knowledge, and the Prophet Muhammad stressed the importance of seeking wisdom. The House of Wisdom perfectly embodied this Islamic ideal. It wasn't a contradiction to faith, it was seen as a vital part of it. The pursuit of knowledge was seen as a form of worship, a way to understand God's creation and His intricate design. So, the House of Wisdom wasn't just about intellectual advancement. It was also a testament to the spirit of tolerance and intellectual curiosity that characterized the Abbasid Caliphate at its height. It was a place where different cultures and religions could come together to share their knowledge and learn from each other. This collaborative spirit fostered an atmosphere of innovation and discovery, shaping the course of history in profound ways. It's a reminder that progress and innovation aren't limited by geographical boundaries or religious beliefs. They flourish when we embrace diversity and celebrate the power of collaboration. The story of the House of Wisdom is a powerful example of how the pursuit of knowledge can lead to incredible advancements and how different cultures can enrich each other. It's a truly inspiring story, and one that I think deserves to be much more widely known. It really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? Hey, so, you know how we were talking about amazing moments in history? Well, let me tell you about something absolutely mind-blowing, the House of Wisdom in Baghdad. It's not just some cool historical fact. It's a real game changer. A pivotal moment that shaped how we understand the world today. Imagine this, it's the 8th century, Baghdad is exploding, literally and figuratively. The Abbasid Caliphate is at its peak. A vast empire stretching from North Africa all the way to Persia. It's a time of incredible wealth and, crucially, a thirst for knowledge unlike anything the world had seen before. Think about it, after the Prophet Muhammad's death, Islam had spread like wildfire. Now, this massive empire needed to govern, to build, to innovate. And that requires smart people, right? And not just smart in a practical, build a better irrigation system kind of way, but really smart, philosophically, scientifically, mathematically smart. So, Harun al-Rashid, this legendary caliph, you know, the one from the Arabian Nights stories, he was a massive patron of the arts and sciences. Think of him as the ultimate Renaissance man, centuries ahead of his time. He, and his son Al-Mamun who followed him, poured res into establishing this incredible center of learning. The House of Wisdom, Beit al-Hikmah. It wasn't just a library, though it was a massive one, filled with scrolls and books from across the empire and beyond. Now, picture this. Scholars from all over the known world, Greeks, Persians, Indians, Syrians, Egyptians, and of course, Arabs, all flocking to Baghdad. It was like a magnet for brilliant minds, all drawn to this place where knowledge was prized above all else. They weren't just translating either, they were actively engaging with the ideas within them, questioning, debating, and expanding upon them. It wasn't passive scholarship. It was a living, breathing intellectual engine. They were translating ancient Greek philosophy, medicine, mathematics, astronomy. Imagine the effort involved. These weren't easy translations. They weren't just converting words. They were grappling with complex concepts, sometimes even inventing new words in Arabic to capture the nuances of the original Greek. They were bringing the wisdom of Aristotle, Ptolemy, Hippocrates, all these giants, to a new audience. Think of it as a giant knowledge transfer, a bridge between ancient civilizations and the burgeoning Islamic world. And it wasn't just a one-way street. Islamic scholars weren't just passive recipients of Greek knowledge. They were actively building on it, challenging it, and adding their own insights. They made significant advancements in mathematics, with figures like Al-Khwarizmi developing algebra. Yes, that algebra. A completely new way of thinking about numbers and equations. They refined and expanded upon Greek astronomy, building observatories and contributing to our understanding of the cosmos. Medicine flourished, with advances in surgery and pharmacology. They developed sophisticated medical instruments and that were studied for centuries. Think about the sheer scale of the project. This wasn't just a few scholars huddled in a room. This was a coordinated, massive undertaking involving translators, scribes, astronomers, mathematicians, physicians, an entire intellectual ecosystem thriving in Baghdad. They were meticulously copying manuscripts, creating vast libraries, and establishing a system for preserving and disseminating knowledge. The House of Wisdom wasn't just a physical building. It represented a way of thinking, a commitment to intellectual pursuit that permeated the entire society. It's important to remember the religious core too. Islam emphasizes the pursuit of knowledge as a religious duty. The Quran itself encourages the seeking of wisdom and understanding. So, this intellectual flourishing wasn't some secular deviation. It was seen as a vital part of Islamic life, a way to fulfill a religious obligation. The emphasis was on understanding God's creation through reason and observation. This wasn't about replacing religious faith, but enriching it with the tools of reason and science. This golden age, however, wasn't without its challenges. Political upheavals, invasions, and internal conflicts eventually led to the decline of the House of Wisdom. But the legacy it left behind was indelible. The translations, the innovations, the advancements in various fields, all of this laid the foundation for future scientific and intellectual progress, not just in the Islamic world, but across the globe. Without the House of Wisdom, our understanding of the world would be drastically different. So next time you use algebra, marvel at the stars, or benefit from a medical procedure, remember the incredible legacy of Baghdad's intellectual revolution and the extraordinary House of Wisdom, a testament to human curiosity and the power of collaboration. Hey, so, we were talking about the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, right? We covered the early days, the amazing ambition of the Abbasid caliphs, and how they built this incredible center of learning practically from scratch. But things really get interesting in the middle chapters. That's where the true intellectual fireworks begin. Imagine this: Baghdad, in its golden age. Think bustling markets overflowing with silks and spices. The scent of roasting lamb mingling with the perfume of exotic flowers. But beneath the surface of this vibrant city pulsed an even more powerful energy, the relentless pursuit of knowledge. The House of Wisdom wasn't just a library. It was a think tank, a university, a translation bureau, all rolled into one magnificent institution. Remember how I mentioned the caliph's commitment to acquiring knowledge from all over the world? Well, where that really pays off. Think of it like this. The best minds from across the known world, from Persia, Greece, India, even China, were invited to Baghdad. They weren't just welcomed, they were celebrated. Scholars who might have been persecuted or overlooked elsewhere found a haven in Baghdad. A place where their ideas were not only tolerated but actively sought after. And what ideas? We're talking about the cream of the crop, Greek philosophers like Aristotle and Ptolemy, whose works had been largely lost to the West, were rediscovered and meticulously translated into Arabic. Think of the sheer effort involved. These weren't simple translations. They were painstakingly researched, debated, and often expanded upon. These weren't just copies. They were vibrant, living interpretations of ancient wisdom. Now, this wasn't some blind acceptance of everything ancient. These scholars, many of them Muslim, Christian, and Jewish, were incredibly critical thinkers. They dissected the Greeks, argued about their interpretations, and built upon them, creating entirely new branches of knowledge. This wasn't a simple act of preservation. It was an act of creative transformation. Think about mathematics. For example, the House of Wisdom became a hub for mathematical innovation. Al-Khwarizmi, a name you might recognize, developed algebra, literally, al-jabr asterisk, a word derived from Arabic meaning, the reunion of broken parts. His work revolutionized mathematics, providing tools and techniques that are still fundamental to the field today. And it wasn't just algebra. Significant advancements were made in geom, trigonom, you name it. They were building on Greek foundations but creating entirely new structures. Then there's medicine. Think of Ibn Sina, better known in the West as Avicenna. His Canon of Medicine became the standard medical book for centuries. Across Europe and the Middle East, it wasn't just a compilation of ancient knowledge. Avicenna's work showcased original research, detailed clinical observations, and a holistic approach to medicine that was incredibly advanced for its time. He meticulously described diseases, their symptoms, and various treatments, laying the groundwork for future medical advancements. And it wasn't just the sciences. The House of Wisdom fostered incredible advancements in literature, philosophy, and even astronomy. Think of the vast libraries filled with scrolls, the lively debates taking place in its halls, the constant flow of ideas. It was a truly exhilarating environment. Scholars were constantly pushing boundaries, challenging established norms, and innovating in ways that had a lasting impact on the world. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Remember, this was a complex period. Political intrigue and power struggles were part of the landscape. Different schools of thought clashed. And sometimes, the pursuit of knowledge collided with religious or political agendas. The House of Wisdom itself wasn't immune to these tensions. It experienced periods of growth and decline. Periods of intense intellectual ferment followed by periods of relative quiet. Yet, the overall legacy remains astounding. The House of Wisdom played a crucial role in transmitting ancient knowledge to later generations, preserving and expanding upon it in countless ways. It wasn't just a repository of knowledge. It was a dynamic engine of intellectual creativity, a place where the boundaries of human understanding were constantly being pushed. It's a testament to the power of intellectual curiosity, cross-cultural collaboration, and the transformative potential of a society that values knowledge above all else. It's a story that still resonates today, reminding us of the vital importance of preserving and nurturing our intellectual heritage. And that's just the middle chapters. There's so much more to explore. What do you want to know next? Hey, so, we've been talking about the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, right? This incredible center of learning during the Islamic Golden Age. It's mind-blowing to think about the sheer scale of intellectual activity there. Translations, commentaries, original research, the whole shabam. But, like all great things, it had to end, and the story of its decline is as fascinating as its rise. It wasn't a single event, more like a slow, sad sunset. Think about the The Abbasid Caliphate, the powerhouse that had fostered the House of Wisdom, started to fragment. Remember how vast their empire was? Stretching from parts of modern-day Spain all the way to Persia and beyond. Well, holding it all together proved increasingly difficult. Internal power struggles, rebellions, and the rise of independent states chipped away at the central authority. The Caliph, who had been the main patron of the House of Wisdom, gradually had less influence, and therefore less money to pour into these intellectual pursuits. It's like a company losing its biggest investor, the funding dries up. Also, Remember the sheer diversity of the House of Wisdom? It wasn't just Arab scholars. It was a melting pot of scholars from Persia, India, Greece, even further afield. They all brought their own perspectives and knowledge. This amazing cultural exchange was, of course, part of its success. But as political stability crumbled, this diverse community became more vulnerable. Tensions could rise more easily amongst different groups. And this internal friction, while never necessarily violent, undoubtedly disrupted the harmonious research environment that had characterized its heyday. Imagine the practical impact. Less funding meant fewer scribes to copy manuscripts, fewer translators, less pay for researchers, and a decline in the quality of materials. Think about it. They were working with parchment and ink, not computers and printers. The upkeep of a library of that scale was costly, with the central government stretched thin. Keeping up with maintenance and repairs must have become a major challenge. Then there were the changing intellectual priorities. As the caliphate weakened, more shifted towards military and political matters. Essentially survival. The scholarly pursuits, while still valued by some, were no longer at the forefront of the political agenda. It's a bit like a school cutting its arts program to save money. Intellectual exploration becomes a luxury instead of a priority. The Mongol invasions in the 13th century delivered the final blow. Think of the sheer destruction. Hulagu Khan's armies systematically ravaged Baghdad in 1258. The House of Wisdom, along with much of the city's irreplaceable knowledge, was utterly destroyed. Thousands of books, accumulated over centuries, were thrown into the Tigris River, turning its waters black with ink. It's almost impossible to grasp the scale of that loss. A vast library, a treasure trove of human knowledge, simply vanished. It wasn't just the physical destruction. The slaughter of scholars and the disruption of intellectual life resulted in a profound loss of human potential. The vibrant intellectual culture of Baghdad, which had thrived for centuries, was dealt a near fatal blow. So, the end wasn't a dramatic, single event. It was a gradual decline, fueled by political instability, internal tensions, shifting priorities, and, ultimately, the brutal Mongol invasions. The House of Wisdom didn't simply close its doors. It was systematically dismantled, its collection destroyed, and its intellectual legacy scattered. But even though it was destroyed physically, its influence continued. Scholars who escaped the destruction carried knowledge and manuscripts to other parts of the world. The impact of this magnificent institution, its translations of Greek and its original contributions in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy, continued to shape the intellectual landscape for centuries to come. The legacy of the House of Wisdom endures, a testament to the power of human curiosity and intellectual collaboration, even in the face of unimaginable devastation. It's a reminder that even the most glorious achievements are vulnerable, and that the pursuit of knowledge, while incredibly valuable, is often fragile and requires constant nurturing and protection. Hey, so, we were talking about the House of Wisdom, right? That amazing hub of learning in Baghdad during the Islamic Golden Age. It's mind-blowing when you really think about it. What does it mean for Muslims today? That's a great question. And it's not just about history. It's about a living legacy. Imagine this. Baghdad, around the 8th century. The Abbasid Caliphate is at its peak. Think incredible wealth, vast trade routes stretching across continents, and a ruler, Harun al-Rashid, who actively encouraged scholarship and intellectual pursuits. This wasn't just some ruler flexing his power. It was a genuine belief in the transformative power of knowledge. He understood that a strong empire wasn't just about military might. It needed brilliant minds to flourish. And that's where the House of Wisdom comes in. It wasn't a single building. Not like a university campus today. But more a network of libraries, translation bureaus, and academies. Think of it as a massive collaborative research project, fueled by a thirst for understanding. Scholars from all over, Christians, Jews, Zoroastrians, Muslims, worked side by side, translating ancient Greek, Persian works, Indian treatises, even Syrian and Egyptian knowledge. They weren't just copying, they were analyzing, critiquing, and building upon existing knowledge. It was an incredible feat of cultural exchange. They translated everything from Euclid's Geom to Galen's medical Aristotle's philosophy, and Ptolemy's astronomy. Imagine the sheer effort. These weren't easy translations. They involved deciphering ancient languages, understanding complex concepts, and often adapting them to fit within an Islamic framework. This wasn't about blindly accepting everything. It was a rigorous of scrutiny and integration. And the impact? It was seismic. The House of Wisdom didn't just preserve ancient knowledge. It ignited a wave of innovation. Islamic scholars built upon these translated making advancements in mathematics, think algebra, medicine, developing hospitals and advanced surgical techniques, astronomy, creating more accurate astronomical tables and observatories, and philosophy. Think of figures like Al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, whose work is still relevant today, or Ibn Sina, Avicenna, whose medical encyclopedia was used in European universities for centuries, or Al-Razi, a physician and chemist who made breakthroughs in medicine and alchemy. These weren't isolated achievements. They were part of a vibrant intellectual ecosystem fostered by the House of Wisdom's inclusive environment. So, what does all this mean for Muslims today? Well, for one, it's a powerful reminder of a glorious past, a time when the Islamic world was at the forefront of intellectual progress. It's of pride and inspiration, a testament to what can be achieved when knowledge is valued and pursued with passion. It counters any narrative that might paint Islam as somehow anti-intellectual. The House of Wisdom utterly dismantles that. Beyond just pride, it offers a model for intellectual engagement. The House of Wisdom's inclusivity is a powerful lesson. It shows us the incredible potential that arises when different perspectives and traditions come together in a spirit of collaboration. It wasn't about imposing one worldview. It was about enriching understanding through dialogue and critical analysis. In a world that often seems divided by conflict and misunderstanding. A crucial message. It also highlights the importance of preserving and building upon knowledge. The scholars of the House of Wisdom didn't just passively receive knowledge. They actively engaged with it, adapted it, and expanded upon it. This active, critical engagement with knowledge is essential for any society that hopes to progress and thrive. In a rapidly changing world, we need that same spirit of inquiry, innovation, and adaptation that defined the House of Wisdom. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, it's a powerful reminder of the Islamic emphasis on seeking knowledge. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes the importance of learning and understanding the world around us. The House of Wisdom is a tangible manifestation of that Islamic value. A physical embodiment of the pursuit of knowledge for the betterment of humanity. It's a reminder that faith and reason are not mutually exclusive. They can, and should, complement each other. In short, the legacy of the House of Wisdom isn't just about historical facts and figures. It's about a vibrant spirit of intellectual curiosity, collaboration, and a deep commitment to learning. For Muslims today, it's a call to reclaim that spirit, to embrace the same passion for knowledge that characterized the Golden Age, and to contribute to the ongoing pursuit of understanding and progress for the benefit of all humankind. It's not just about looking back with pride. It's about looking forward with hope and inspiration, inspired by the extraordinary achievements of our ancestors. Goodbye. May Allah bless us all. That's our discussion for today.